For all the students who are here today, we are celebrating, as you saw the sign on campus, we are celebrating today our Founders Day. And what is that? Founders Day is actually the anniversary of our school. It means that our school today turns 11 years old. Yes, you can applaud if you want. 11 years old. Of an awesome legacy of our founders, a legacy that they're trying to instill in you still today, even if they are not yet a part of our board, but they were. They had a vision and they had a legacy, and you are the legacy of the boards. So with that in mind, we have a short program that was put together by students, for students, in order to kind of learn a little bit about the history of our school. The program is not a long program. Those of you here, we expect that you pay attention and listen. You're going to get a lot out of it. And then at the end, I will dismiss you to go to class. Okay? All right. Well, we're going to begin. And I'm going to introduce one of our senior students and one of our top honor students on this campus. Her name is Miss Tiffany Cava. Let's give her a round of applause. She's our
Good morning and welcome to our Founding Day celebration. My name is Tiffany Cava and I'm a senior at the Academy for Today we honor the vision and legacy of those who started our founding members, a vision and legacy of leadership, social justice, and economic justice. Before we begin, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance led by the members.
So it's just phenomenal. The folks that developed the charter, they had a vision, right? The vision was for student empowerment, social and emotional justice, community involvement, and leadership. But more importantly, they wanted to provide opportunity. That is the key word, right? You can't legislate government. You can't say it must be nice to everybody. You can legislate rules and regulations when people are not nice. And you need to provide opportunities so folks can explore and see that what is it that I really would like to try. Or maybe I'm going to try something I didn't realize that I would like. My son took a cooking class in second grade. I said to my wife, you think you'll like it? She said, oh yeah. We're going to expose him to as many things as possible. It turned out that he really liked doing stuff like that. He really liked mixing things and making things. And it turned out to starting a business involving mixing things and making things. So you really never know what's ahead of you. So please, take advantage of the opportunities, the clubs, the pathway program, the Fridays in the field, because you never know what it is that's going to say, this is not too bad. I think I like this. I think I want to pursue this. Because if you don't like what you're doing, it's called work. If you do like what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. It'll be fun to get up in the morning to do something. So I really want to say thank you to our founders, thank you to the teachers and administrators and our board of trustees that have helped to promote the vision that was started many years ago and will continue for many, many years. And I guess I have two pieces of advice. First, never, ever forget who you are and your heritage. You are unique, you are special, and always remember that. And number two, one person can make a difference. Absolutely unequivocal. One person can make a big difference. And guess what? You might be that one person. And when you put that all together, the adage is very simple. It's never wrong to do what's right. Never wrong to do what's right. So explore, use the opportunity to see what it is you like, grow and learn, and make this a fun experience. And I guarantee you one thing. You are part of AUL, and we are part of you. You will always have this community for support, friendship, whatever you need, because we are tied together. So I'd like at this time to introduce our board president. People don't realize that the school just doesn't run itself. Right? There are a lot of working parts to make things happen. We have teachers, we have administrators, and we have a board of trustees that's volunteer to spend hours and hours of meetings to make sure that our administration, our students are getting the best possible education. So I thank the Board of Trustees for what they do and the amount of time. It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce our board president, Ms.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
So I don't get to be in the school environment most of the time. I mostly work with our lead administrator and with our administration to talk about policies and what we need to do to ensure that you have the resources that you need as students and that we make the best experience for you every day. So, that's primarily why I sit on the board, why I'm here today. I took half a day off this morning to be here with you, and I thought it was really important because you don't usually see what goes on behind the scenes, but the whole idea is really to provide opportunities for each and every one of you here. And you chose to come to this school. You had a choice. When I was in high school, I went to the Perkins Boy High School here. I didn't have a choice. My choice was to be in the Perkins Boy High School with 1,345 students. I came in my freshman year, class of 640 students. We graduated a class of 230 students. And when I graduated, I said to myself, wait a minute. Or when I was close to graduation, there was 640 students my freshman year. Where did they go? What happened? And that's when I realized that it wasn't that simple, right? Because we lost almost 400 students in 4 years. And those students may not have had the opportunities that I had, that I had, that those that graduated probably did have. And that's why I sit on this board. Because I know, and I came back to Perth Boy after I graduated college. And Perth Boy has been a great place for me to grow, right? And we grow every day, and you're growing, right? What you saw in middle school and coming into high school. It's, you have your world, you have your vision, and every single person should have one, right? And that changes, right, based on your experiences. But just keep focused on your education. That's what we're here for, is to help provide those opportunities and resources for you. And today we celebrate Founders Day. Today is an important day because I wasn't part of the Founders journey. I was here shortly after the school started, but from what I heard, it was a tough journey. Just like school is a tough journey. Just like every step that every day, right? We're gonna run into circumstances. But be grateful for those little things that you accomplish every day, because those little things will add up. And that is how you will achieve your degree. That's how you will achieve those milestones in your life that are going to prepare you and make you stronger for the difficult circumstances, for the adversity that you're going to face. It's there. It's part of who we are. It doesn't matter where you go to school. It doesn't matter where you grow up. And I realized that leaving Permian Point, getting my master's degree, being involved in, going to different places around the world, there's adversity everywhere. So it's just a matter of you staying focused on what you can do. And here at AUL, we also talk about community, right? It's part of our charter. It's part of who we are. So give back to your community. From the point where I was in middle school, I would read to elementary school students. And those little things that I did, maybe it was a day that I learned to them. But it encouraged me to want to do more. And now I get to stand in front of you today. And I really hope that you're inspired to do those little things, to do the community service, to participate. Come to school prepared and ready for your everyday. There's a mission that our founders set out for, and really you are the ones that fulfill that vision. Not just for us, but for yourself, right? So I hope that you enjoyed your AUL experience. Hopefully you do have all the resources that you need, and if you don't, we'll continue to work towards that, right? So that we can keep the mission alive, and you can continue to have those choices. So that's what I'll say. And with that, one more thing. Before I'm done, I think so I brought my big red bag because I'm a visual person. And I will tell you, when I joined the board, one of the reasons why I joined the board is I wanted to get my master's. And little did I know how much I was actually going to get out of that, right? So this man here who's going to speak today, Mr. Lou Vargas, wrote one of my recommendation letters. So I am so appreciative of this community because my opportunity to get my master's was really partially because of this school. So it's really cool. And I hope that you have a story like that to tell 20 years from now. So, all right, so just stay positive, and I hope you enjoyed today's speech. I hope you learn about what we're founded on and those little things that this school envisions and embodies to make you a better citizen in our community and in anything that you decide to do. Okay? All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ms. Villanova. life, and then come back and help build this community and make it the best community we can make it. Now, Julissa Henry is going to continue with our program.
Good morning. My name is Julissa Henry. I am a senior at the Academy of Urban Leadership. Our school was founded in 2010 in Birmingham, Virginia. The Academy of Urban Leadership Charter School is one of the City County's comprehensive and public charter that serves students in 7th through 12th grades. But the school first opened in 2010 did not have the books, tables, or classrooms necessary for students to be in an adequate learning environment. Since then, AUL has developed to help students receive the education they deserve. AUL has maintained a graduation rate above 90%, has expanded by opening a middle school grade campus, expected to provide the opportunities to students to continue to succeed with graduation and college admission. As to its goals, for the past 3 consecutive years, AUL has been granted the Gold College Success Award. The College Success Award recognizes and celebrates public high schools across the country that excel at helping students enroll and succeed in college. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Franco will read our mission statement.
Hello, my name is Arthur Franco. I'm a junior here at AUL and I'll be reading the mission statement. The mission of AUL is to employ an educational design and experience that merges the highest standards of academic excellence while fostering innovations and commitment to social and economic justice.
Thank you, Arthur. Lopez will read the definition of economic justice.
Hello everyone, I'm Maris Lopez and I'm a sophomore at AUL. Economic justice, which touches the individual person as well as the social order, encompasses the moral principles which guide us in designing our economic institutions. These institutions determine how each person earns a living, enters into contracts, exchanges goods and services with others, and otherwise produces an independent material foundation for his or her economic sustenance. The ultimate purpose of economic justice is to free each person to engage creatively in the unlimited work beyond economics, that of the mind and spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, Damaris. Students have an opportunity to write a paper about economic justice. If paper was selected to be read for today's activities. The first paper was written by Michelle Willis.
Good morning. My name is Michelle de Los Angeles. I'm a junior at AUL. This is my definition of economic justice. What does economic justice look like? In short words, it means equality. Economic justice indicates that everyone, no matter your background check, race, income, gender, or sexual orientation, should be able to have the same amount of equal opportunity and should be able to reach their full potential. You can do this by recognizing that your life and your career is your responsibility. The choices that you make in life will make your life. Recognize your strengths and weaknesses and make sure you are building a career doing what you enjoy and love. These strategies are very important to implement into your everyday life because it will help you succeed and prevail. Thank you.
The second paper was written by Jada Speaker.
Students tend to have a lot
which means the student's voice is the most important thing, especially if you are in school. At the end of the day, students should speak up. School is technically their second home. If you want to give your opinion, it's very important to go to school meetings and give your opinion. Not only is it your home, but your community, your friend. So what you can do is, if you see someone littering, ask them to stop or pick up whatever they threw on the floor and throw it out. Another way is if you see someone poor, ask them how much they're bothered. Try and give it to them because you never know someone's life situation and you never know how much they may need it. When someone in your community tries to ask you for help, please help and be kind to them. When a student wants to have different opportunities in their community, please give them the chance to do it. Such as if a student finds out that they are building a park and they want to help, please let them help you. Never make a student feel less just because they're kids. Everything in life depends on opportunity. If a student sees that they are able to do something that calls their attention, trust me, it will really make them want to continue doing it. Personally, I personally would love to take any of the opportunities that come to me because I like to help people and I like to do anything that will benefit my community in any type of way. By doing so, we are active participants in improving the economic justice of our city.
Okay, thank you, Jada. The next paper was written by Annette Hampton.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Ernest Sánchez y esta es mi definición de nuestro sector. La justicia económica se ha definido como un conjunto de principios morales para la construcción de instituciones económicas, cuyo fin último es crear una oportunidad para que cada persona cree una base material suficiente sobre la cual debe tener una vida digna, productiva y creativa más allá de la economía. Como debería verse, la justicia de la economía de la ciudad de Fair Harbor es con una economía más exitosa que las anteriores, crear más oportunidades para que todos los ciudadanos prosperen y la ciudad pueda crecer mucho más, brindar mucha más justicia y brindar a los ciudadanos con igualdad tanto de razas como de ingresos para que todos logren sus propósitos. Todo esto podría ayudar a la ciudad a tener un mejor objetivo progresista que beneficie a todos. Los estudiantes podrían contribuir a esta visión si en las escuelas hablaran más de ella, si cada uno de ellos se informara más y se mantuvieran guías de lo que pasa en la economía de la ciudad, dando sus ideas y aportes para hacer realidad esta visión y dando su apoyo para cerrar la brecha salarial que existe actualmente. Estas ideas ayudarán a la comunidad a querer expandirse y explorar nuevos conocimientos y recursos.
Now I will be translating and then the first in English. Economic justice has been defined as a set of laws for building economic institutions, whose ultimate goal is to create an opportunity for each person to create sufficient material based on which to have a dignified, productive, and creative life beyond the economy. How the justice of the economy of the city of Fernando should look like is with a more successful economy than the previous ones. Create more opportunities for all citizens to prosper and the city can grow much more. Provide much more justice and provide citizens with an equality of both race and income for all to achieve their purposes. All this could help the city to have a better progressive goal that would benefit everyone. The students could contribute to this vision if the schools talked more about it. If each of them became more informed about it and kept up to date with what was going on in the city's economy, giving their ideas and contributions to make this vision a reality, and giving their support to closing the wage gap that currently exists. These ideas will help the community want to expand and explore new knowledge and resources.
And now it is with great pleasure that I introduce our guest speaker. Many of us have seen him around campus and during 21st century learning hours. Mr. Luis Vargas.
Good morning. Here with our mission statement, speaking to it, which makes me very proud. So, I have a duty and a pleasure. First of all, inform you of who the founders were, because just as you study history, it's very important to recognize that wherever we are, we have reached there thanks to the services of others. And that means whatever grade level you are in, there were teachers who taught you in the lower grades. Your teachers have been your best friends in terms of your education. In terms of forming this school, these have been my best friends. Dr. Shirley Smoyak, professor at Rutgers University, who served also as the first board president. Her husband, Deacon Cornelius Smoyak, who unfortunately passed away months before this school. Mr. Felix Flores, a now retired employee of public service, electricity and gas, businessman. Ms. Eloisa Hernandez, who had a parent and at the time worked for the New Jersey Association of Children. Presently, also serving on the Board of Trustees and a past president of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Emiliano Puma, a community resident. Mary Ann Green, also a community resident, and at the time serving on as a founding member, worked in the mayor's office, also deceased. Mr. Carlos Sanchez, a local businessman. Ida Tamargo Bilbao, a teacher, elementary school teacher who worked at the E.J. Pack School for her family, and served largely for writing our initial curriculum, also deceased. So what do I consider probably the initial founding father? Mr. Hector Bonilla, a former professor at Rutgers University, professor at Dickinson University, at the time also working with the mayor's office, and just left the Board of Trustees after serving many years. Mr. Robert Fink, a local businessman. If you go downtown on Smith Street and see a store called Fink's Department Store, it's no longer open for retail sales because all the businesses are conducted online. Mr. Fink served as a founding member and on the board and as a board president for many years. Maria Garcia, another local resident. Mr. Reynaldo Aviles, another community member who served on our board for several years. Mr. George Cruz, perhaps the author of our charter, in large part, at least the secretary, the one who gathered all the thoughts of the group over many months of strategizing and planning out. Ms. Lisa Nathan, also a community resident and former educator. Mr. Tom Dash, a local police officer, also retired. Eric Collado, another community resident. Mr. Alan Goldsmith, at the time the president of the Jewish Renaissance Foundation, and I have to give special thanks to the Jewish Renaissance Foundation because they served as our base, and many of us worked with the foundation when we were formulating the ideas that they educated school. Marlene Valera, we know, a local resident and a educator. Michelle Roman, presently a judge in the city of Perth Amboy, an attorney, and a board member. Mr. Ralph Cacchio, another employee of Rutgers University, and a couple of people who, although officially not recognized in the founding papers, I would be remiss if I did not recognize their services over final years. Patricia Baumann, an attorney who presently serves as the board's counsel. Martina Martin Perez, her husband actually, who was the president of an organization called the Latino Leadership Alliance, also instrumental. And the sister of Marnetti, Marlene Romero. I'm sorry if these names do not mean much to you, but they must be recognized. I would be out of place if I did not dedicate 2 words. Incredible number of hours in service that it took. Now, planning this goal. Let me tell you that whenever you do something out of love, and yeah, if you want to know why the school exists, it's because you are loved. Every one of those people that I mentioned here were dedicated community members, parents, who cared about children, cared about you. You weren't even born, perhaps. Some of you, first ideas were coming on. Actually, yes. But that didn't stop good people from loving this community and wanting the best for each and every one of them. That's why this school exists. And believe me, whenever you try to do something good, there will be people trying to stop you. The definition of justice should include overcoming the obstacles that will present themselves to stop you from reaching your goals, from reaching what is good in life. They may be natural or they may be man-made. Never let the obstacles that come in your way stop you. I know there is a promise made that if you try to do good, you will reach your goal. You will always be a comfort. Right now, I want each and every one of you to look to your right. Please, seriously, look at the people on your right and look at the people on your left. I didn't see some heads turn. Perhaps you don't want to acknowledge that you are in a community, a beautiful, a wonderful. You may think of yourselves as competitors. No, you are all colleagues. We're all working together to make this world a better place, to make your lives better, to make your families better, and to rise up and be the best that you can be. AUL exists merely as a vehicle to help you reach those goals. We don't do it perfectly. We are all human. We are all human. We have our weaknesses. We have our faults. It's one of the reasons why I try not to find faults in others, because no matter what shortcomings I see, I know that I have a great. But who am I to judge? Just in case, on a technical note, you don't know this, there are 4 academies in the Academy Group. They are symbolized on your logo, that you wear on your shirt crest. This was designed by one of the board members, Mr. Robert Fink, with help from other board members. Your meat on the bottom, see a microscope that represents the health sciences. Some of you are interested in medicine, nursing, other health services. Over here you have a laptop, symbolic of technology, STEM sciences. These are your interests. You should be striving to find those staff members and those courses that guide you to reach your goals. Up on the top, the scales of justice. I really like this Muguet's definition and statement about not only social justice and economic justice, but doing what you love in life. I failed to mention that I began my own education in Berkeley. I It's true. Find what you love in life. Going back to the academies. On the left, human services. Everything that has to do with human services. Think. What makes you happy? Work towards it. Look again to your right and to your left. Because the people who are around you will help you. Your teachers will help you. This community will help you. We want to. We need. We're never going to make a better world. We absolutely need one another and to work as a society in a community to build each other up. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody who has succeeded in life, however you want to define success. But you turn your back on others and forget where they came from. Or worse yet, when a brother or sister is trying to also rise up, they'll kick them down. That does happen. I told you, whenever you try to do something good, there will be something trying to stop you. I'm telling you, I see the obstacles around us right now. We are going through a bit of a challenging time at AUL. I know, because people have been born of love, that we will succeed. We have and we will. And I'm grateful that we have new and energized leadership, because as I tire, I am thankful for Dr. Barbier, I'm thankful for Dr. Whitford, Mr. Select, Samuel Gardner, every staff member here. I just love every one of them. And they care about it. Some of the teachers, Mr. Frost here reminded me that we are actually entering year 12. We have completed 11 years. Has been with us since practically the beginning. If I remember right, he actually applied our first year and was beat out by the math teacher.
I applied the third year you were open, got beat out, came back. You interviewed me with our principal and vice principal at the time, and you took me right on the spot.
Absolutely. The truth is that we have a lot of caring teachers, and if you feel that some of them don't care, work towards changing that. However, use your voice, as was said. Okay? Sorry if I go off tangents, but I get a bit emotional about my baby. Yes, AUL is a baby. One of the things, it's 11 years old, it's still a baby, right? Okay. So I will wrap up by saying, going back to the survival. I am also a product of this community. I still live on First Street. Grew up here, love this town. I know that everyone who lives in this town is a survivor. This is not a rich town, not a poor town either. Certainly not poor of spirit. We have faced economic challenges, perhaps, but we're stronger for it. We're also an immigrant community. That hasn't changed. It's been an immigrant or a community since 300 years ago. Just different populations from different countries come down. I mentioned Mr. Deacon Cornelius Smoyak earlier. He was a deacon at Our Lady of Hungary. Not too many Hungarians around right now, right? But this is still a community of immigrants, and anyone who has lived an immigrant's life knows that makes you stronger. The challenges make you stronger. You all are strong, you're young, you're smart, you're beautiful, and you all will reach your dreams if you want to. I will leave you with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Barker, for your vision and evident dedication to the Academy for Urban Leadership. Your vision and legacy will continue to live before us. We also want to recognize a current Board of Trustees who is also one of the founding members of AUL. She was not able to join us today due to her work commitments, but we want to recognize her dedication to the Academy for Urban Leadership. She is founding member Eloisa Hernandez. We also thank you for your vision. Brief closing thoughts from our lead administrator, Dr. Mario Barker.
You heard a lot of interesting and inspiring talk, and it's all true. This is a special, special place. And what makes it special is you. Take advantage of the opportunities that are available to you and be the best that you can possibly be. And the world will be a better place. Thank you so much.
Thank you, students, so much. And that concludes our activities for today. This is the end of third period. Yes, we're at the end of third period, so I'm going to dismiss one side at a time. So this group of students right here, please, you can start working towards your third period